Hey, everybody. This is Young Living Diamond Sarah Harnish, and we're training on Unstuck, how to talk to humans and get them to respond to you. It's up on Amazon, up on my website at oilabilityteam.com, and this is day 14. So we're covering chapters 31 and 32, which is speaking at events, and then business builder classes. Plus, I give you a little demo of a full in-house teacher training, and I love to chase my 101, 102, 103, 104 classes with that teacher training. So I just want to give you a couple notes from day 13 that I didn't hit very thoroughly, and then I'm going to give you the oil of the night, a couple of takeaways on this chapter, and then a little bit of homework for day 14, all right? So a couple things from day 13. With speed oiling and make and take classes, don't spend too much time on supplies or too much money. We talked about that. Don't order from sites other than the Young Living Virtual Office because you're not getting any OGV for it, right? And you want OGV when you're doing a make and take. You got to be able to be copied, and you want all of their hard work ending up in your paycheck. So that only happens if they're ordering on the virtual office. And so the two make and take supply kits that I recommend off of the VO are the DIY kit is phenomenal. You're making a lotion and a spray, and it's really, really good. And all the supplies and the labels and everything are inside that kit. And then the second one is actually the thieves cleaning bucket. You can teach an entire 102 class just off of the thieves cleaning bucket. So people that are there that don't have the thieves kit, you push them to the thieves starter kit. And people that are there that are already on your team, you push them to the thieves essential rewards kit or to the thieves cleaning bucket. But both of those are great for teaching a make and take class, all right? And look at your prep time. How much time you're spending on putting things together. You don't want to do that. So keep it really, really, really simple, or again, your leaders can't copy what you're doing. No matter what kind of speed oiling or make and take class you're doing, you're always driving to the core 4 classes. So 101 oils, 102 thieves, 103 Ningxia, 104 savvy. And how to do a speed oiling class, we didn't hit that super hard yesterday, so just give it to you in a sentence. Basically, if you're teaching a 101 speed oiling class, what I would do is I would break up all of the paragraphs, maybe do up through purity on the 101 is like a 5 or 10 minute quick lecture at the very beginning of the class with everybody sitting there. And then as soon as you get through that 5 or 10 minutes and you talk purity and you've done your close because you want them to order when they're done, they're going to walk through the room and you have a station for frankincense and you talk about frankincense, and you got a station for lavender and a station for this. Maybe you have a station for the history of oils. You have a station for, are they safe for my kids? And you just kind of break up the paragraphs of the lecture and put them in multiple places around the room, and you time them. They have 2 minutes to read the slide. They get a little punch card, or they get a little bingo card or something where they put a note down from each station, and then you draw like a winner at the end of the class for a $2 packet of Ningxia, or a little thieves cleaning packet that they can take home. So it's really, really, really fun to do speed oiling and just keep it moving. All right, so our oil of the night for tonight is release, and we're talking chapters 31 and 32. So I want to talk about how to lead a teacher training and how to have a successful class at a speaking event. Now, many of you guys are like, what? I'm not doing a speaking event. Are you crazy? Well, you know what? Maybe if you think your friend circle is super, super small, you can tap into some of the things in your community and find what's out there. It's amazing how many outdoor farmers markets or community events or festivals allow speakers to speak. And so if you get a table, almost like a vendor event, and you get a microphone, you could put a sign up saying, I'm going to teach a 10-minute class on essential oils at 1 o'clock. People will start gathering around your booth and allow you to speak. Check into wellness fairs. Look into your local Y and see if they're doing a wellness fair 2-3 times a year, and see if you can speak at one of those things. You're like, but I'm not a speaker. Like, I don't even want to do that. Well, it might give you friend circles that you didn't have before. And you're speaking anyway when you teach a 101 on your couch. So it's just a little extension, same script, right? Just you don't know anybody. That's okay. It's all right. Sometimes not knowing anybody is a good thing. It's not as scary as having your best friend staring you down, right? Or your best friend's friend. That's kind of creepy. So those are some of the things that I do when I'm looking for speaking events that are close to me. Businesses that are hosting wellness fairs, the Y, any kind of festival or anything in your town, in your county, Steuben County Fair, anything you can find. A lot of the times they're looking for speakers to fill some of their slots. So just look into it. All right, I want to talk to you in this video specifically about teacher training. So there's a couple of different things that I do with my leaders. And I'll just throw everything out there as a diamond. So this is at a diamond rank. I'm personally running 2 retreats a year. I'm running one for my silvers and above, which will be in just a couple of weeks here. And then I run a big one the first weekend in August, and we have about 300 of the leaders come. Anybody who sold one kit in the last year is eligible to come. And I do some training with them, where I like face-to-face time with my leaders. So then every single Monday, I dedicate time for coaching. And I will just line maybe 3-4 people up on a Monday, and I will do an hour coaching session with them, and I'll show you what that looks like. When they hit star, I mail my leaders Ignite because I want them to read it, and I want them to do the Ignite bootcamp. And I give them the links, and I say, go self-study through this. I'm going to check in with you in 30 days or in 60 days and just see how you're doing. When they hit senior star, I have them do game plan and the game plan bootcamp. I send them the book and workbook, or I give them the link to be able to order it, and then I give them the videos, and I check in with them. I'm an accountability partner. I check in with them in 30 or 60 days. When they hit executive, I have them do Unstuck because at that point they're ready to catapult to silver. And 1% of people in Young Living are silver and above. So getting them to the top 1% of the company is a big deal for me, really big deal. And so I will give them Unstuck and the Unstuck workbook, and I give them the 20-day boot camp or the action videos. I say, I don't care what you do. Maybe your way of doing it is just to read the book. Maybe your way of doing it is to listen to the book on Audible. Maybe your way of doing it is to do the book and the workbook. Maybe your way of doing it is to do the book, workbook, and the little action videos. Maybe your way of doing it is to do the book, workbook, and the full boot camp videos, and you're going to take 3 months to do it, and that's okay. Maybe you're going to do it the short version first and then go back and tear apart the long version this summer when you got a little bit more time. So, there's no wrong way of doing boot camp, but I like to encourage my leaders to self-study, and then I do an accountability check-ins with them. So let me show you 2 things that I do, because this is all about training. This whole chapter is about training your leaders, all right? Let me take you to the oilabilityteam.com page. I'm going to show you how easy it is to train your leaders. Let me flip this around. Okay. So if you go to oilabilityteam.com and you click on share, you'll see the button for Unstuck. Just click on Unstuck right there, and it's going to take you to this page. And all the leader training stuff is at the bottom of this page. So if we scroll down, you'll see boot camp, and they can click through it and do it at their own way. Matter of fact, we're going to design a calendar for completing boot camp where they can check off exactly what they've done. That will look like the Fearless calendar and all the other things once we finish the CBD training that I'm doing, and everything on this page is complete. So there's a leader coaching here that you can click on and get a little bit more detail, and if you want a more thorough look at this. But if I scroll the way down, you're going to see the teacher training. So there's 2 kinds of teacher training that I'm doing. I'm going to start with my leaders that are just starting first. So this is a 1-page teacher training. It's printed front to back. We're going to be updating a little bit with Silverbound coming in here. I've got a nice graphic that works really well. But basically, we just go through a couple of really simple points with them. Where do you find leaders? All right, well, let me pause before I do this, because Elaine, you asked a really good question. Every time I teach a one-on-one class, I say, if you want to learn how to get your oils for free, stick around after this class. I'm going to do a 10 or 15-minute teacher training. Stick around. I'm going to teach you exactly what I do and what you need to do to be able to get your stuff for free. And then I give them the mini, and I do this training with them. That's how we picked up 800 leaders in 2 years. That's part of the reason why we went diamond so fast, because I had people out there duplicating what I was doing. I use this training to be able to do that. So I give them this page, printed front and back. It's free. You just print it down off my website. It doesn't cost you anything. And then I have the game plan mini on hand, and I tell them to take it home and go read it. Okay, that's how I find leaders. So let me just flip this around and show you what this training looks like. So after my 101 classes, and I think we're going to make a PowerPoint for you guys too that you'll be able to use, that we'll put on the Unstuck page. It just makes it easy for you to be able to share this on a screen if you want to. But number 1, let's talk comp plan, and we just show them what the income disclosure guide looks like and how to find it. It's right there. Number 2, why do Young Living business? And you just talk through all the benefits of the business. And of course, share your business story too. If you got a good story, share it. Open it up. If you don't have a good story, share my story. Number 3, we go through the comp plan. How do they get paid? Super easy. Starter kit bonus is number 1, fast start number 2, unilevel number 3, and then Silverbound number 4, right? So we'll be updating this sheet. Number 4, rank qualification chart. We'll be updating this for Silverbound, but it still works right now. But this is how you rank up. There's 9 ranks in Young Living across the top. The 4 rows represent the 4 things you need to do to hit the next rank. Spend 100 PV, hit a certain volume, OGV, build your legs, and sustain 1,000 PGV outside your legs once you hit silver. And it goes through the ranks that are in Young Living. Then number 5, you log in and do a quick tour of the virtual office. So maybe it's just showing them how to place an ER order, and that's fine. And then number 6, you're going to teach your first class and read 2 books, Your Game Plan, Build a Life Beyond Survival Mode, and Ignite, which is up on Amazon or on this, before our next coaching session. So next time we're going to cover Fearless, the Fearless 30-day calendar, and the Diamond Rising deck for follow-up training. You can do this. So I give them homework on the 6th step. I print out the 101 script. I give it to them. I show them the PowerPoint, show them how to read it, how to download it, give them my cell phone number if they have any questions, and that's it. They're off and running. So it's super, super quick training. So just run through this again. Six quick steps. 1, compensation. 2, why do Young Living business? 3, going through exactly how they get paid, so breaking down the check. 4, how to qualify for a rank. 5, quick tour of the VO so they can place their ER order. And 6, give them some homework. So very, very easy. Now, on Mondays, my kids are in a conservatory 1 day a week, and those are my days to coach my leaders. So after they've done this teacher training and they grab the 101 script and they've read the mini and possibly Ignite as well, and they sit down and they teach a class to their mom, then they're ready for some coaching, for some advanced coaching. So after they're through that first class, you can teach it with them if you're near them, but if you're not near them, it's okay. It's all right. Let them go teach their mom. They're very capable of doing it. Then I'll do an advanced training with them. So let me show you what that looks like. And this might be when they hit star. It might be when they hit executive. It might be after they taught their first class and they don't know what to do next. And none of those are bad reasons to be able to teach. So then this is what my advanced training looks like. And these sheets are here too, and these are free. If I go to number 3, all right, this is my coaching sheet. So the first thing that I'm going to do with them is rank map with them for silver bound. So we're going to write down with their last 6 months OGVR, or the last 1 or 2 months that they just started, what their current OGV is, what their goal is, and how much they need to get to star, or how much they need to get to senior star or executive. Then we're going to break down their legs, their current leg, their goal, and how much they need, and what that looks like. So say they're executive and they're running for silver, and they're 3,000 OGV short from hitting silver. I say, hey, it's okay. It's totally all right. Let's take a look at what this looks like. So if you want to hit silver in 3 months, you got to grow by 1,000 this month, 1,000 this month, and 1,000 this month. Say leg 1, they're at 4,000. Their goal is 4,000, so they don't need anything. Leg 2, they're at 3,300, and their goal is 4,000, so they're 700 short. 700 short equals 7 kits. 7 kits is 2 to 3 classes. That means they are 2 to 3 classes from hitting the next rank. And that's what it would look like when you break it down for them. And most leaders, I do this and they get fired up. So then they're going to schedule 4 to 6 classes this month, and you write the dates of those classes down. And based on your rank mapping sheet, make a list of anybody in the last 6 to 12 months that sold a kit on your weakest leg. Put their names down, and these are the people you work with, coach, and teach classes with and for this month. Work in your weakest places when you're fighting for a rank up. So this is what I do. I print this sheet out for them. I print it out for me. I keep one in my binder so I know all their stats, and then we check in 30, 60, or 90 days, depending on what homework I've given them. The second sheet that I do when I'm coaching my leaders is the coaching sheet. So this is based off of the Diamond Rising Deck Leader card. And every 3 to 6 months, I sit down for a 30-minute coaching session, sometimes 60 minutes, and I revisit their goals. And I do rank mapping again with them and stat tracking from the game planner, and I work on their weak areas. So I just ask them, what do you need coaching on? Connecting with cold market, closing your classes. So you're holding classes, people are coming to them, but nobody's buying. Meeting the needs of people, so getting people in the door. Doing strong follow-ups, so they get the kit and they don't get on ER. Teaching 1 to 2 classes a week, consistency. So maybe they've only taught 2 classes in the last 3 months since I coached them. They're not going to grow a diamond ship very fast that way. Training their leaders. Then I'm going to show them where the boot camps are so they know how to duplicate. Excuses. Yeah, I was going to, but then this happened and this happened and this happened. I'm like, all right, I'll work with you when you're ready to work. So come on back when you're ready to work. Doing non-income producing activities, distraction, making sure, so they're out there making diffuser bracelets and having succulent classes. That's not going to lead to starter kit. Making sure each person on their team has the core 4 classes. Have they gone through their entire organization and trained them on all 4 classes? And then tapping into friends of friends to build their team. And we talked about what that looks like. So dates I coach as leader, and then you write down action steps with some suggestions on what to work on based on where their areas of weakness are. And, if you want them to work with certain leaders or be teaching in a certain place, I write that down by leg. Then the third sheet I do during a coaching session is a stat sheet. So we'll sit down and we just kind of break down in oily tools, and we look at what their rank was, what their paycheck was, what their OGV was, team size, new members, how many are going inactive, what their PACE OGV was day 1, super recruiters, so how many people have sold, 4 kits, 10 kits a month, total ER, percentage on essential rewards. Are they at 25% on ER? Are they at 50% on ER? How many enrollers do they have? This is the key to doubling your team right there. Double the number of enrollers, double the number of people holding classes. And then how many people do they have at each of these ranks? And we just kind of look at it in one glance so we can see where their weaknesses are. If their team size is this size and they add 100 members this month and they add 80 members this month and they add 60 members this month, it means their weakness is their leaders aren't teaching classes. If their OGV is 10,000 and then it's 9,000 and it's 7,500, leaders aren't teaching classes. If their number of going inactive is higher than the people coming in, or their percentage on essential rewards is really, really low, then their weakness on their team is follow-up. And so you got to train them in the Diamond Rising decks, and you've got to train them on using Fearless and the calendars and the Core 4 classes calendars as incentives to get people on essential rewards and train them how to meet needs, how to train people on their team to label read, look things up, utilize the reference guides, right? If they're stars, they have 8 of them, and then they have 6 of them, and then they have 5 of them, they're not doing enough training with their leaders. Their leaders are clocking out before they see the paycheck. Okay, so you can see their weaknesses by looking at their statistics for their team. So these are the sheets I use when I am coaching my team on Mondays. You got everything that I've got. I've been chicken scratching this on paper, and I told my graphics team, I'm like, you know what, I just really need a nice version of this. I print a set for them, I print a set for me, and that's how I lead a successful teacher training. So your homework for this chapter is I want you to read chapter 31 and 32. If you are watching this live, these are it for the action videos this week, and we're going to be wrapping them up next week. So all 20 days will be on my website, and you can start running these boot camps right now with your team with these really tight videos. Take 2 people, run them through next month. Take 2 people after that, run them through next month. You have really motivated business builders, work with them. Work shoulder to shoulder before they get disenchanted. Work shoulder to shoulder when they have fire and they're electric and they have hope. You know, don't just say, go teach a class and then don't talk to them for a year and wonder why they're dropping off your team and they've clocked out and they're not commenting on your Facebook page anymore. It's because you don't have that tightness of a relationship with them. So we only have 3 days of training left. So we got to do Unstuck day 15 and 16, 17 and 18, and 19 and 20. So if you're watching this live, we're going to be doing those videos Monday, Wednesday, Thursday next week, and then totally wrapping up with all of the boot camps. They're completely finished. They'll all be on my website. Tuesday, though, we're pausing because that's the launch of Everything Thieves. And then the following week, I'm going to release Everything Ningxia. So that 103 button's going to get hot and go live. And then the following week, I'll release Everything CBD. And we're going to get all of that content out to you before Silverbound kicks in. And if you're not watching this live, just go click on the next video, right? You know exactly what to do. You just go right back to my website here at oilabilityteam.com, and you're going to see all the boot camp videos here. So if your leader just posted this and you're like, what am I watching? You're watching boot camp. That's what you're watching. And we're up to day 14. So you just go click on day 15, right? You just go click on the next video. That wraps up all of our training for this week. And I love you guys, and I can't wait for the launch of Thieves. Join with me every day on my Facebook page as we start counting down to the release and launch of all of these amazing resources. Teams of graphic artists behind the scenes, teams of photographers behind the scenes, and editors, and all sorts of people that we have working on this content to make it easy for you guys to be able to share. You just point, click, read, right? Point, click, read. Super easy, downloadable, free resources. I love you guys. Go get your books. Go read this book. You haven't read this book, you got to go read Unstuck. You haven't listened to it on Audible? Shoot, what are you waiting for? Go get it. Go listen to it. It'll be the best gift you give yourself this year, I promise. Train your brain and then get out there and go share, because this business is worth fighting for. Your leaders are worth fighting for. The people that aren't on your team yet are worth fighting for. So I believe in you guys, and I'll see you for the next video. Bye.